over the weekend. Because why not? Hey, Brent Rooker made another All-Star team. Yeah. Unbelievable.
Mangum went yard, and Rook went yard, same game.
Yeah, but we talked about that. He did it inside the park.
Yeah, we were off. I think that happened late Thursday afternoon.
I'll have to go back and look. All right, we are the Out of Bounds Show, ESPN 105.9 The Zone. Hugh Freeze's number one fan. Roll Tide, Ryan Fowler, 109 The Game, Tuscaloosa. He joins us on the Farm Bureau Insurance guest line. Are you doing this live from the Floribama?
No. I'm doing it live from Kiva Dunes is where I'm at. I'm overlooking a golf course. I'm looking to see if maybe Hugh Hefner could be here because I don't know if you've been reading, but he's had a big golf month of June, and I think I would expect that would continue. You just never know where Hugh Freeze may be. I mean, I'm in a golf course, and I'm just I'm doing my job. I hope I can be able to plead this to the IRS to write this off on my taxes because I'm literally overlooking the 18th hole at Kiva Dunes right now. I mean, I can overlook. So I'm watching for Hugh Hefner Freeze to play some more golf because he can't recruit. I mean, right now, currently at 86, I want to take a minute to congratulate the Tigers because they're in front of, let's see, Idaho. That's a big move. San Jose State, that's a good one. They're in front of Northern Illinois. They're dead last in the SEC, and it's not even close. I mean, if you look at the numbers, it's crazy. But he is playing golf, and he's really good. I didn't realize that Hugh should have been a golfer. I mean,
he's a scratch golfer.
And
yeah,
well, and now listen, I'm not an expert on golf. But I know if you're going to consistently play in the 70s, you're probably playing quite a bit, right? You can't just go out there and go, yeah, let's go play once a month. And, yeah, I got a 75. No problem. Yeah, no problem. Yeah. So Auburn fans are a little bit upset. And why not? Why not? I mean, currently 7 commitments, but, 90th in recruiting in one, 86 in the other. They're up to 84. They're up to 84 currently and on 3. So just wanted to make sure I highlight that as a, authentic journalist that I am.
Ryan Fowler, Tuscaloosa Sports Talk Radio Afternoon Drive, joins us on the Out of Bounds Show. According to 247 Sports, Auburn is 86th in the country, but they are within striking distance of Texas State, Tulsa, and East Carolina,
Idaho,
and Temple. So, all it takes is one commit, and they can probably jump at least 15 spots, maybe.
Well, and did you see your guy, Lane Kiffin? I got to talk to Ole Miss people. You guys have got a master over there. I mean, the troll job that he put up last night, great job, Coach. Game is on fire. And he retweeted a tweet that was from 5/19 of 2025. He retweeted Hugh Hefner Freeze on a Ryder Cup, some golf match or whatever. And Lane goes out, grabs the photo, retweets it, says, "Great job, Coach. Game is on fire." So in other words, even Lane Kiffin is picking up on what is happening here with Hugh and playing a lot of golf, but. I tried to tell Ole Miss people. Remember, I came on your show like 2017, 2016, and I called him a snake oil salesman. You remember that?
I do.
And Ole Miss fans trash me. Now you guys are loving on me, telling me I'm accurate on that. I just appreciate all the love from those Ole Miss fans. Thank you so much.
Well, they love you.
I know they do. That's what I'm saying. We're now on the same page. And I like Lane. Lane's good.
Yeah.
Good coach.
And y'all don't have to play this year.
You deserve more. Yeah, and you deserve more than Hugh Freeze. And you got more. And that's good. It worked out for you.
It worked out. So there we go. Oh, man, let's see.
Wow, what am I drinking?
All right, Ryan Fowler, 109 The Game, Tuscaloosa. So he knocked down back-to-back top 10 classes his first 2 years. What do you think's going on?
I think there's a couple things with Auburn. Okay, you have to understand living in little, big brother's shadow, being little brother. I think you get that wiggle room. I think a lot of teams give you a lot of wiggle room. I think they give you a lot of love. Our media in this state, they pretend like if you go to Birmingham TV or some of the other statewide media journalists, they split it like 50-50 coverage. I mean, literally 50-50. And it's no more 50-50 than it's probably closer to 75-25. So they give this wiggle room to Auburn. I think Auburn's in a little bit of an issue because they've always bought their way out of trouble, right? Go back to Cam Newton. Alabama had just won a national title. They needed a rebuttal, right? They needed to find something to counter the success of Coach Saban. What did they do? They went out and stole Cam Newton from Mississippi State.
From Dan Mullen.
Listen, from Dan Mullen.
Yeah.
So Auburn has always bought their way out of trouble. You got to remember, this program has been investigated more. I think it may be Oklahoma that's got them by one, but I think it may be the most all time. You have to go back and look that up. I mean, listen, we're talking everything from tennis has been on probation. So this team, and then you go hire, Hugh Freeze, who also has issues. It's just it's a winning combination. But I don't think Auburn can buy their way out of trouble anymore. You can't just go out here and go, guys, let me call the guy that makes lumber, and we'll get a couple of million, and we're going to buy our way out of the gutter. Auburn, you got to remember, they've lost 5 in a row to Alabama. They've had their 4th losing season. And poor old Hugh Hefner the other day was asked about the bowl practice. So, what would be success? And he said, well, we just got to make a bowl. 6-6 teams make a bowl. And you start asking,
woo.
What's embarrassing is Kalen DeBoer has stepped in, and in year number 2, building this type of momentum. Yeah, he won 9 games, which is a failure in Tuscaloosa, and they call it that, so you might as well. And then you're seeing, because you could build a program very quickly. And they've done good in the portal. You got to give them that. They went to upgrades. But it better pay off in win total. And if you start looking at that schedule is not very favorable. I mean, there's some L's. And who knows? It may find its way to Baylor, opening up on the road. And you're going
Sawyer
to
Robertson, baby.
Jackson.
That's their quarterback.
Yeah.
At Baylor.
So Jackson Arnold.
He was at Mississippi State.
Jackson Arnold. Okay. So Jackson Arnold didn't spend a lot of time covering Mississippi State, but I did miss you guys last year.
I don't blame you. There wasn't anything to cover. Yeah.
Well, I know, but I'm talking about just being able to play you guys. But Auburn, according right now at the experts, if you look at the win total, about 7.5. I think Circa just put it at 8, which is the highest I've seen. I don't know if they can win 8 games. Look at that schedule.
I'm looking at it right now. They can win 8 games. Baylor, Ball State, South Alabama, dubs. At Oklahoma, winnable. At A&M, winnable. Georgia at home, I don't know if they'll bounce back or not. Georgia wasn't that good last year. Missouri at home, win. At Arkansas, very winnable. Kentucky at home, win. At Vandy. Can he get – Diego Pavia has beat him 3 years in a row. Of course, you know about the Diego Pavia thing because he beat y'all last year. Mercer at home, dub. Alabama at home, toss-up. I think they can go 8-4. They may be better than that, Fowler.
But keep in mind, and we had a guy on from ProFootballFocus.com, Max Chadwick. He said that they could be a dark horse playoff team. Oh man, he did. He said it, and he explained why. There is some talent, but I think if this is a failure right now, there's something going on. Whether it's Hugh Freeze's health, and God love him, I hope all that stuff, is fine. But somewhere recruiting, and really they came out. I'm not sure if you saw this the other day, But Hugh Freeze, they did the first ambush tour, and this is the issue. I mean, the hardest job in the state of Alabama is the ticket salesperson at Auburn, because you got to be able to sell this. You got to be able to, go out and say, hey, keep sending me money, keep sending me NIL money, keep sending me this. So they did an ambush tour. The first one was in Columbus, Georgia. Now, they're going to tell you the first one was in Lake Martin, but the first one was about 3 weeks ago in Columbus, Georgia, and it was so bad of a turnout, they just canceled it. Literally, like the day or 2 days before.
Are you being serious?
No, look, but you can't find that because you can't find media over there that cover the genuine stuff. So they canceled the one in Columbus, Georgia. They did do the one last week at Lake Martin, which, by the way, that must be a cult, too, because you ever notice all the coaches never leave Auburn? Like Gus tweeting out photos over the weekend of Lake Martin. What? Really? I mean, do they never leave this place? You got Chiswick, Tuberville, Gus still has a place there. Thank God Brian Harsin was smart enough to get out of town. Pat Dye, until the day he died, he lived right there. I mean, could you imagine Tuscaloosa with Fran, Pappy Price, Mike Shula, Mike DeBose, just all living in the same city? But so they did do this big ambush tour over at Lake Martin.
Okay.
And he went out and spoke, and he pretty much just blamed everybody because he took the loss on the recruiting. And he said, well, we're doing everything right. There's a lot of people in the recruiting front that's not doing it with integrity. So he didn't just take shots at Alabama. He didn't say Alabama. We all knew what he meant, but he just pretty much said, we're showing integrity. We're doing it the right way. A lot of other people are doing it the wrong way. So Georgia.
Who do you
Texas
think he was? Who when he said
it was
others
Alabama.
are operating in a different manner? Who do you think he was talking about?
I mean, I assume it's Alabama. I mean, and there was a local columnist in Birmingham that just said, "Call it out, call it out." I mean, you got evidence, call it out. And so, I mean, listen, it's been a viral, crazy thing over here. It went viral. They went and grabbed remember Hugh Freeze telling everybody to email the Ole Miss compliance if you had facts about
absolutely.
It was the same speech that they gave then. They just gave it now, from an Auburn perspective. You could have just said, "Oh,
that's delicious."
It was blaming everybody else for their issues, and then John Cohen, by the way, he stood up, he said a few things, and he kept talking about August the 1st. He kept talking about, well, the official day that you could offer money for revenue share is August the 1st. So he didn't just throw, the SEC. He pretty much just said Auburn's the only one doing it right or in big time college football. So that's why they're so far behind. It has nothing to do with getting your head kicked in, 4 losing seasons. The Rats let's add 4 decommitments in about a week's time, and major players. You just had a decommitment, a 4-star wide receiver who decommitted and went to Kentucky.
Really? They don't even believe in scoring points.
Yes.
Wow.
Well, but like I said, I would be worried about these guys that are still committed. I'd be worried about academics. I mean, if you can't, because something is going on that everybody else sees that these 7 commitments cannot see.
Huh. All right. 109
Roll
the
Tide.
game. Tuscaloosa, Roll Tide, Ryan Fowler joining us on the Farm Bureau Insurance guest line again. Hugh Freeze's biggest fan. And all right, what about Alabama Crimson Tide? Y'all had a bad year y'all let Diego Pavia and Vanderbilt dominate you. Now that Ryan Grubb is back and actually going to stay, and I guess you're going to roll with Ty Simpson for a while or maybe the whole time, and I give him credit. He's hung around, and I think he's been there 8 years. Are you confident you have a college football playoff caliber team?
Oh yeah. This is a deep playoff team. I don't know if it's fair, even for a program like Alabama, where you say it's national championship or bust. Now that's my comments. Trying to convince the Alabama fans to accept that. I feel like I'm climbing Mount Everest in flip flops. because I'm trying to convince them that a national title or bust is not the way to look at the college football landscape. And I don't think it's fair for anybody. I don't think it's fair for Ohio State. I don't think it's fair for Georgia. I think the new barometer for these blue bloods is if you can go to the semifinals. If you can be one of the last 4 teams standing, maybe you can win an SEC title. Maybe if you're Ohio State, go win a conference title. But I don't know if, to me, the standard can be national title. Anything less than that's a failure. But these Alabama fans, I can't convince them. I mean, I've tried.
Y'all are so whacked out. I mean, 60% of your fan base can't name a building on campus. But it's rabid. Look, if he goes to the college football playoff and wins a game or 2, I think people will settle down. If he doesn't, year 3 will be lot of pressure for the Crimson Tide. Do you think Ty Simpson's going to take this job? The quarterback that's been there forever. Is he a redshirt junior?
He is. He will be. Redshirt junior. Really been very patient. I think he fits the DeBoer offense a lot better than Jalen Milroe. I think when you look at the wide receivers, that's where they've upgraded the most. Ron Williams, a year older. Jeremy Bernard decided to come back, did not go to the NFL, did not test that water. Seems to be a guy that, could be a middle, NFL type guy, just precise running in the routes. But watch the name Isaiah Horton. Isaiah Horton's a transfer in from Miami. Super. And really, if you go back, he played with Ty Simpson on 7-on-7 in the state of Tennessee. So these guys already have a connection. Know the game, know the name, Latsir Brooks and Derek Meadows. Derek Meadows is the player that flipped either the signing day or the day before from LSU to Alabama. Bishop Gorman High School is a big wide receiver, and he made a big impact in the spring. They're going to be as deep. You remember when Alabama had the 2020, even a couple of years prior to that, they had that big group of wide receivers that were just off the charts. That's what this group kind of reminds me of. That they're just, you got guys like Rico Scott. Will Jalen Hale make a comeback? I don't know, but you're deep enough. Like Cole Adams is a pass catching wide receiver. He may not be able to beat you with his speed, but he's just sure hands. So you start looking at these wide receivers. I mean, I think they're probably 6 or 7 deep. I think they're probably one of the best wide receiver rooms in the country. I think Pro Football Focus has got them 3rd or maybe a 2nd. But look at the wide receiver room. You put that with Ty Simpson, and I think you're going to be better at the offensive line than what you were last year. Matter of fact, ProFootballFocus.com says you're going to be the best offensive line in the country. They've got them at number 1. And I know those are your guys, Pro Football Focus guys. So anyway, I think Alabama's going to be a team that's going to make a run. I think they'll have a chance. I mean, I don't think there's a dominant team out there, which probably helps you a little bit.
No, I don't think there is either, man. I think you make a good point. I don't see, again, and it's been like this since COVID. I don't see a dominant team out there. I guess Georgia had one. But they've kind of fallen off, and I know you're excited about that. But y'all play at Georgia, so you'll be an underdog there. That may be the only time you're an underdog, my man.
Yeah, I think I read it was early line was around 4 points. So you get 3 at home. So really on paper, and I don't know what Gunnar Stockton. I could be sold on him, but I could also be a non-buyer as well. So when you look at the Dogs, he has a lot of the same questions that I have around Nick Saban coaching in this era, because Kirby Smart coaches hard. I mean, he's a tough son of a gun. I don't know if you can coach the way that him and Coach Saban coached in this current era of college football. You got too many feelings, too many transfer portals. I just don't know if I don't know if Georgia, can, if his style, because we had Coach Pete Jenkins on the other day.
Uh-oh.
And he said he pleaded with Kirby, and he said, do not change your style. He said, I'm not going to. But I just don't know if you can. Sit down and talk with a couple of coaches off record. See if you could tell, because you can't coach them hard.
Yeah,
There's
you
too many
can.
options, man.
I mean, there's some that are, going to do their thing and transfer if a coach takes a bite out of their ass. But there's plenty of kids that you can also coach really, really, and that want to be coached really hard. So who's your favorite? Is Sark, in Texas, the favorite for you in the SEC? They are me. I have Texas as the leader in the clubhouse.
Yeah, I think Texas on paper. We'll see if Arch Manning can live up to something the Mannings have never done, and that's winning a national title. So,
Wow.
can Arch Manning take them to a level? Yeah, I have Steve Spurrier question a couple of weeks ago. I think it's fair to say that. I mean,
we played that audio.
This guy's the Heisman favorite. I mean, has there ever been a non-starter coming into the season that was a Heisman favorite?
Boy, that's a good question.
Think about that.
Because I've got DJ Lagway as the number one quarterback in the SEC. Diego Pavi is up there. Nussmeier's up there. Arch is up there. Lenore Sellers from South Carolina y'all play them at South Carolina, my man. October 25th.
Those are the two games that you could toss up. But hey, listen, let me get a plug in for your big casino up at Silver Star, Pearl River, Golden Moon, right? The sports book, right?
Yeah.
I want you to go there. Okay, I mean, all these Alabama fans, you get Alabama at about a plus 1,500 to sometimes it's a little bit lower, 1,200 to 1,500. Go and lay it on the Tide to win it all.
Boom. Lay it on Roll Tide. Hey, Roll Tide, buddy, I love you. Thanks for jumping on. Are you going to Atlanta next week?
I will be. Hanging out with Hugh Hefner.
All right, you're buying me a steak dinner. See ya.